How's it going? Time for 5 more random black metal CDs, and I got some pretty good ones right now. First album is Magua, Exercises in Futility. Magua are a black metal band formed in Poland in 2000, and this is their third of 4 full-length albums. Came out in 2015 on Northern Heritage, which that's Miko from Clandestine Blazes label. And this is when they got a big buzz. I remember when this first came out, everyone was going crazy for that this was the first real black metal album to shake things up in a long time. And for that reason, I gave it a shot. And it's they're a very influential band right now. A lot of young bands are starting to take this sound and run with it. Although it's pretty straightforward black metal, it's hard to think of an old band that I really compare them to. When I look at modern bands, I was looking at a list of bands to compare them to, and I saw Druk, Spectral Wound, and Sargeist. So those were the 3 that made me say, yes, I can hear that in Magua. I'm not much for knowing what I'm hearing when I'm listening to drums. I've never drummed. I'm by no means an expert on it. But when listening to this, I was like, this is interesting drumming. Just the cymbal work was just very unique, and it made me pay a lot of attention. And then I'd come to find out that the drummer, I think his name's Midnight or something like that, that he is one of the, if not the best drummer in black metal right now. But they released one after this. That was a great one too. And I think all 4 of their albums are pretty evenly matched across the board. Next up, Marduk, Heaven Shall Burn When We Are Gathered. Marduk is a Swedish black metal band formed in 1990. And this is their 4th full-length album, released on Osmos in, I think it was 1996. Not the biggest Marduk guy. The first 3 before this, I thought were pretty good. This one's good too. And after this, I just fell off. I'm not saying it's not good, but I just didn't really pay attention. You fast forward to today, they're still a popular band. They have 14 full-length albums, and a new one should be on the way soon. And again, pretty straightforward black metal, but just increasing the intensity and the speed by what a lot of other bands were doing at this time. And my favorite song on here is probably, at least the one I always remember, is number 5, Darkness It Shall Be. Okay, Bathory. Swedish black metal band formed in 1983. Maybe the first black metal band, depending on how you look at it. I won't go into it too much. Everyone's said it a million times, but, you know, Venom were the first to use the title and bringing in those types of subjects in the metal. And they definitely influenced Bathory. But Bathory is the band that I think really solidified what became to be a classic black metal. So this is the 4th album, Blood, Fire, Death, and this is where the straightforward old stuff became more epic, leading into the next 2 Viking level albums. But what's my favorite song on here? Perfect, 10 out of 10, one of the best albums ever. A Fine Day to Die, For All Those Who Have Died. Pace Till Death's one that I used to think was a weaker song, and it's really growing on me. It's amazing, amazing stuff if you never heard it. But most of you probably have. They released 12 full-length albums before Quorthon, who is the band, before he passed away. Actually, I think the final 2 were released after he passed away. And to think he made all this amazing music and died at a younger age than I am right now. Of heart failure, I believe, in his late 30s. Let's go on to the next album, the 5th Bathory album, Hammerheart. This is my personal favorite. Came out on Black Mark in... oh, this was probably late 80s, 1990s, something like that. My favorite song on here has got to be Baptized in Fire and Ice, Father to Son, and the classic One Road to Asabe. And for one of what I consider to be one of my favorite bands, I do not have that much Bathory releases. You never really find them new anymore. But I'm going to try to snap some up, look hard, and try to fill in some gaps. The one after this, Twilight of the Gods, I do not have on CD yet. And that, along with these two, that's the classic era of Bathory to me. Those might be 3 of the best metal albums of all time. I like what came before and came after, but those 3, I don't think anything really compares to it. Finally, this is kind of an oddball release I have here. This is Worm, Evocation of the Black Marsh. Worm are from Florida, and this was their debut album in 2017. Say it's black metal meets doom metal with unique guitar, just kind of clean guitar solos that are shredding. It sticks out, but in a good way. But that was kind of more to come a bit after this release. This is kind of cool because they released this and then one after that, and then they have signed to $20 Spin for an LP and an EP. Both have gotten a lot of buzz, good reviews, are pretty popular. But this debut album here seemed to have been released on vinyl in 300 copies. And I got this in the Metalhead box as a Metalhead box exclusive CD release of that album. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes I subscribe to the Metalhead box and sometimes I don't. When I have the extra cash, I think they're pretty fun. This was a cool thing to get in it. So, Magua, Marduk, Worm, and of course Bathory. 5 more great black metal albums. Thanks for watching.